Data validation allows you to control what types of entries are inputted into a cell. It is often used when collaborating in a spreadsheet with others or for standardizing entries from form inputs. When you're validating data in a cell, you can set up a drop-down menu that would allow only specific entries to be chosen, or you may set rules to determine what type of data is valid and what is invalid. So to see how this works, if we wanted to only allow all the months of the year to be selected as entries for the cells here, you could data validate them with a list of all the possible entries. To do this, highlight the cells you'd like to validate, and then you can right-click and choose Data Validation. And then here we have our cell range chosen. You could have also clicked into this and then actually chosen your cells. And then we have our criteria to validate by. Now we can validate it as make only numbers acceptable, text, dates, or in this case we want to choose items from a list. So we do this, and then you could enter a list of items if it's a short list, or you could type the list out in cells and then select the cell range as your list. And we click OK, and then you can have help text that tells people what they must choose, show list of items in a drop-down menu for these cells, and we can also allow invalid data to be typed in, but show a warning when this happens so the user knows that they have put in invalid data. You could also not allow invalid data so that people must choose an entry from the drop-down menu. So now we hit save, and then if you wanted to come in and enter which month is your birthday, you could click here and choose one from the list. Now if we tried to type in here, and if we typed say sept, it would tell us, oh, this is wrong. So we have to actually use the drop-down menu to select which month our birthday is. Now, if you are still a student, which year are you? This is another place where a list would be useful for data validation. So we could highlight our cells, choose data validation, make items from a list, and then here we can actually just type in, say, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, and also not in school. Let's allow invalid data in this case and show the items in the drop-down menu. Okay, so now when someone's filling out this cell, they can choose one of these options. Now, are you interested in being contacted about potential jobs? This is simply a yes or no, and also would be very useful to have just a simple drop-down menu. Yes, no. Allow invalid data and show items as drop-down menu. Okay, so we could see if we wanted to just type maybe, we're going to get a notification that says invalid data. Oh, invalid data. Click and enter a value from the list of items. Now if we wanted to ask what your GPA was, we'd only want to allow numbers in the range of 0 to 4.0. So to do this, we could go to data validation. Criteria is a number between, let's say, 0.0 and 4.0. And then the help text is to enter a number between that and that. And let's not allow invalid data. Hit save. And now, when you highlight over the cell, it tells you what you must enter. So if we entered 3.5, that's acceptable. If we entered 6.7, oh, it won't allow it, and it says enter a number between 0.0 and 4.0.